Oh, Paul, what's up?
We are back.
We're here. We're not live because this is recorded for all of you, but it's live to us. Welcome. This is Better Life with Jake and Paul, the sports betting show that we sports bet sometimes.
It's live for us. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's live for us. Before we get started, I want to show Paul this video, and I really want him to just, see and feel it. This is just something I think that everyone needs to see. Let me open this up. Can you see the video?
I see the title of it. I'm concerned.
So you don't? Okay.
No, I see the video. You can play the video.
All right. So it looks like we're just pulling into a shop here, and where is this? Taiwan? Yeah. This was on the Taiwanese version of Oprah. That's where this was discovered. So it's just.
So is this like a segment that we're doing now? Just Paul reacts,
I don't know. It might be one day. For now, it's just kind of. I just kind of want to see. I'll just straighten it up here and.
Oh, this poor guy.
Just make sure we're leveled up.
Oh man. He thinks he's just doing. Why are we doing this?
So.
This guy's like expecting to do an oil change and just gets run over in his own shop.
Pretty much. Hold on. Look at the driver. Oh shit, man. That's. Yeah. Whoa, what did I just do? What is this, a scuff on the front of my car here? Let me... Hold on.
Oh, this is gross.
Oh my god, what is... Watch this guy. Watch him come back over. And watch, he's like, okay, hold on here. What, is my car okay? Is my car okay?
Oh my gosh, this is so gross.
So you do not find this funny?
No, this poor guy. Oh my gosh. You can even see the windshield wipers that are at the top of the shop. Like, dude, guy was expecting, like, you just pull up and, no, I guess the guy just gets crushed in his own dojo.
Okay, so basically, just so everyone knows, I apparently find this way funnier than most people, but he's just
He's child.
He went on the the Tyra Banks show of Taiwan or whatever, the Oprah or whatever, and talked about it. He's fine, he can walk, he's good, the dude's good. But I don't know. I think it's funny. The way that he was just like that.
As long as he got a settlement.
Oh, I guarantee you he got a settlement, dude.
Okay.
That dude's probably not working a day in his life. So
that guy should come out with the sequel to Gangnam Style.
So what do you think happened to him after that? You think he had broken hips? What do you think happened?
Oh, I don't even know, man. Definitely was in pain. That is for sure.
But like, let's say you're an EMT, you roll up on the scene. This just happened. What is your initial? You're like, okay, what do I got to do here?
Well, I mean, the initial assessment is making sure that the guy, you can have sensation in the extremities.
Okay.
Like, I mean, if you don't have a pulse in that ankle, then you've got some problems.
Oh, because it like severed a fucking tendon or a vein.
Oh, yeah, there could be some internal bleeding, something along the line.
So this dude
yeah, I mean, if he can wiggle his toes, yeah, that's not good, man.
Okay, well, I found
you never want to see that.
My other show, so on my other show, Cloud Surfing, I show that to almost every guest, and most people laugh their asses off because it's funny. To most people,
my heart goes out to this poor man.
He's impossible to get a hold of, man. It's impossible to get a hold of this guy. I've tried to find him in the years, and it's impossible to find him. I want him on
When did this happen?
Year 2015.
Okay.
Yeah. 6 years ago. And yeah. But I've been trying to get a hold of this guy to get him on my show, and I can't find him.
Do you have like a list of questions for him?
Yes. Will you ever work in auto care again? Will you trust a vehicle? Will you ever stand in front of a car that's actively approaching you ever again?
If only you put that much work into the show.
Fuck you. You know what? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
We got some fights to talk about.
Should we talk about the UFC?
Yeah, we could do it.
Okay, let's talk about Dillashaw.
Yeah, I mean, so we were saying beforehand off air that this is probably the best result for the UFC. That if you're Dana White, you're Scrooge McDuck at the UFC, this is probably the best case scenario. You have your guy who's headlined pay-per-views. I mean, TJ's headlined at least 3 pay-per-views. He's going to go up. He's going to fight Jan or Sterling, and then Corey gets the rub. You know, we've seen it before. Like Alexander Gustafsson, maybe the best thing of his career is losing to John Jones.
Right.
Loses a tough split decision to John Jones, goes on, starts whacking your favorite
throttling
fighters.
Everyone else.
Oh yeah, he just goes out there and murks Glover Teixeira.
Makes you realize that your favorite isn't the best.
I mean, just also thinking about, Kelvin Gastelum, tough decision against Adesanya. Obviously not nearly as close, but Kelvin, he's lost to Weidman. You can kind of make the Eljo comparison. You can kind of make the Izzy TJ comparison. But Corey's going to be champ one day.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
This is what, episode 26, 27?
This is 26.
26? Yeah, flag it.
Yeah.
Corey's going to be champ.
I bet you, I agree with you. And you've said that. This isn't the first time you said that on the show. You said that in like episode 6 or 7 or some shit. Like right away in the beginning. So, I mean, you have called it before. And it's, so if it does happen, we'll come back here and we'll pitch Dana White, be like, hey man, look what we've been up to. We know shit. Did you see the video of Dana White being kicked out of his seat on the airplane?
Oh, yeah.
That is so fucking funny. Mike Tyson walks up.
Yeah, Tyson just goes up and bugs him.
This is my feet. And then he just gets up. I like the feet better.
What's the most confusing thing about that to me is it's like Dana and Tyson had like a working relationship at that point.
Yeah.
It's not like they knew each other. They've been friendly. So it's like Dana must have really been panicked to, have like Tyson just trip a wire in front of him. But
dude, it's in if Tyson wants to look out the left side of the plane, the dude has like 3 brain cells left. Let him look out the left side of the goddamn airplane. He has very few things in life he enjoys. His weed, podcasting, and sitting on the left side of a goddamn airplane.
Well, what was the occasion? It sounded like Dana flies, public.
No,
Dana's just hanging out in the back.
That wasn't public.
C-class boarding.
That was a private jet, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I wonder what the occasion was. Dana's like about to take a snooze. And he's like, oh, hey, Mike. And
hey, Mike. Get up.
Yeah, they're like on the way to a charity event or, I don't know, racing cars in Abu Dhabi.
I have no idea.
Dude. But, yeah, to kind of go back on my notes here, Corey did everything right in this fight except finish it.
Yeah.
Which, in the first minute, he had like a knockout of the year contender. Like, if he had flying kneed TJ into another dimension, that would have been amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And then let's say he even misses the flying knee and then hits that inverted triangle in the first minute when he locked TJ up. Like, that would have been submission of the year. Like, Corey's a gamer. And I think if there is one thing I do want to point out that I think a lot of media people have gotten wrong, it's that those leg kicks hurt, man.
Oh, of course.
And if it wasn't the leg kicks, it was when TJ had the back and was throwing the knees to the thighs, man. Like, oh, those dead legs. Like, I don't know if you were in middle school, like sports or something, you and your friends, you just knee your buddy in the back of the leg and he just goes down for an hour.
Yeah, for an hour.
It's like, you see him in English class and he's like limping still.
Yeah, it fucking hurts when that shit happens. Oh, does that hurt?
Right, and TJ's loading up too. Like, he's got his leg hiked all the way back, and he's just ramming that thing in there. And then the other thing that this is kind of on my soapbox. I think I've said it on the podcast before, but if I see another person call TJ like a dirty fighter for quote unquote grabbing the cage, I'm gonna freak out. I'm just gonna like totally have a social media meltdown.
Okay. I want to know what do you? Has this been like a big thing? A lot of people been saying.
Yeah, it's like I was watching a show today. Like, I'll leave it unnamed. But yeah, I was watching a show today. Big show, Morning Combat.
Okay.
Big show, like hundreds of thousands of views, and they were saying like, yeah, TJ grabbed the cage like a dozen times. How did he not? Like a full segment about how he should have gotten a point deducted. I was like, okay, the guy's 135 pounds. He puts his hand on the cage, which you can do. You can go flat on the cage. Yeah. It's a walled surface.
Yeah.
Your fingers will naturally curl in because you're wearing a glove.
Yeah. Well, and
it's not like he's holding it.
Well,
and even what's the advantage? What's the difference?
Put your hand on flat and watch your fingers still curl up. It's
exactly.
Jesus.
it drives me nuts. Like, these are people who have never trained in a cage before. Like, I know that, you know, they've like, oh, I've taken 3 jujitsu classes, I'm a green belt, or, you know, whatever. But it's like, dude, if you've never like trained in that actual cage, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
It's like, oh, TJ was grabbing the cage. Like, when you get a penalty and get the point deducted when it blocks a takedown, when it's like a positional thing, something like that. But like, dude, it's so weak. Like, the guy, TJ's name has been dragged through the mud already. Like, was the EPO not enough? Like, are you guys just keep trying to throw stones at him?
For real, like,
dude. The decision's not bad enough. The guy had his eyes split wide open. His nose is broken. His knees shot. Like, are you really? You're gonna blame him for like holding the cage? Dude, like, dude gutted it out. Like, this is the best thing for bantamweight, and it's like people just love to hate TJ.
Dude, what the fuck? Hold on. While we're talking about fucking eyes split open, I gotta go back to I gotta remember what fight it was. Oh, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. I have a guess. I got it.
But
hold on, don't say anything. Don't say
anything.
No, the Gall Williams fight. The Gall Williams fight when fucking Gall put his thumb into Williams' eye, and then when he had him on he had him like in the rear naked choke, and his fucking eye was bleeding down his goddamn face while he's being choked out. That fight was fucking unbelievable. That fight was unbelievable. First round in fucking submission. That was a good fucking fight. Mickey Gall deserved that one, and he was at the plus 150. So like, honestly, like,
well, that was a fight we spoke about earlier, where it was like Jordan Williams, you know, diabetic, first time cutting down that extra 15 pounds. He did make weight, and he did look good to his credit. He actually looked good for the opening minutes of that fight, but there was a headbutt that I think Williams got the tougher end of.
Oh, for sure.
And
well, and he got
maybe there goes, but yeah, I mean, Gall's a gamer, man.
Oh yeah.
He'll go out there and he'll try to finish you.
That fight stood out more than all the other ones in the prelims. That was one of those. That fight was fucking good.
Yeah, it was a sweet one.
I like that fight.
The Yanez win was awesome too.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Him against Costa was crazy.
Yeah, but that wasn't a prelim. That was a main card fight.
Yeah, it was a main card fight.
So, but yeah, no, that was a good ass fight, dude. Dude, because Costa fucking put up a goddamn fight. Like, it was good. God.
I was texting one of my friends saying, like, could this guy beat O'Malley? Like,
Straight
could
up.
Costa just go out there and just jab O'Malley's face off? But I mean, I think he's a lot bigger than, I don't know, I guess the TV kind of puts on. I think he's one of those gigantic 35ers who has a really tough cut.
Yeah.
Because when his cardio fell apart, man, the wheels fell off.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, for that first round, he went for it. And I also, one of the things that I did like to see is Yanez. So, like, Yanez is eating all these jabs, right?
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, why don't you move your head? Why don't you, like, parry the jab or, do something like that? Well, the reason he wasn't is because if he moved his head, he would have eaten the rear straight. He would have eaten a head kick.
Yeah.
Like, and
he would have got that combo right in the fucking head.
Yeah, and that just goes how, like, goes to show how seasoned Yanez is, where he sees the combos coming. He'd rather eat the jab and then slip the second or third strike as opposed to slipping the first one and just taking a devastating shot.
That's gladiator shit. That's gladiator shit. That's what the Glads used to do back in the...
to do.
Seriously, take the small hit, take the cut, and avoid the big hit so you can get them later. And fucking look, win.
Yeah, there's a picture of Nick Diaz and Evangelista Cyborg, and Evangelista is throwing the jab, and Nick has his eyes wide open, jaw, like, fist on his jaw, and his eyes are still down the chamber.
Yep.
Like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, the one thing that I like about TJ, and I guess the only thing, everyone loves to talk about veteranship, right? It's always admired. You're like, oh, TJ found a way to win. He went from, like, that first style where he was shifting back and forth, a really high volume, to this kind of low volume, like he was just punting his kicks, and forcing the grappling. But one of the things that I think Corey really struggles with is he played basketball back in the day. And you see it in his footwork almost, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm totally wrong, but like, you remember when, your coach would tell you to square up, and then you would, do those shuffle drills back and forth?
Yeah, yep.
But when you were playing the game, if you lost it, you'd have to turn your hip and run.
Yep.
Corey does that all the time. He turns his hip the opposite way, and TJ just swoops right up in there and grabs his hips and got his back.
Because once you turn your hips, it's over. Your hips are like literally the most important part of your stance. Like, once those are turned, it's fucking done. Your center of gravity's gone. They can throw your bitch ass around, no problem, dude.
And a lot of guys will let you get away with that. A lot of guys will be like, oh, Corey's really tall, he's out of range. TJ will dive right into that. TJ will see your hip point turn for half a second, and TJ will fly in head first.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was
so
a good ass fight either way. It was just a good fight, man. Like, even though Sandhagen's ranked 2, you know, like it still was such a good fight.
yeah, I mean, but the guy, like we said earlier, the guy did nothing wrong.
No.
You know, maybe the back takes were a little much. Maybe you got controlled a little bit. Maybe some of like the spinning stuff and the Granby rolls were, you know, unsuccessful. But it's like, if you're a coach, you can't be upset.
Absolutely not, dude. They went all 5 rounds and they went to a fucking split decision. Not you know, it wasn't unanimous. It was a split decision. It's I mean, what more do you want? That was a good fight.
Well, and then there's some controversy with that because one of the judges that gave it to TJ had round 4 TJ, and I don't understand that at all.
Oh, I agree with you on that. Actually,
round 4 TJ is a weird.
Yeah, I also disagree with that one.
So, you know, and I also, the thing is, it's like, I've seen people like scream robbery, right? They're like, oh, I'm never watching the sport again, if they're like an exceptional crybaby.
Shut up.
But
yes, you are. You are watching the sport again. Everyone's fucking says
yeah, right. But it's like, it depends on what you value. Like, a lot of guys value the damage, which then you side Corey, and a lot of people value, like, if you can hold a person down for 2 minutes of a 5-minute round, like, don't you kind of deserve to win it?
Of the round? Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
So there are people that, you know, prefer that technique. Like, you know, it's like if you had a karate class when you were a kid, right? You're going to love striking. If you were a wrestler in high school and you're now a judge in the UFC, you're going to value the wrestling. So I don't blame anyone for the biases that they come in with. But yeah, it was an interesting night for judging because the Miranda Maverick versus Macy Barber fight, I don't want to say robbery, but we're getting there.
We're getting close. It's not robbery, but it's getting fucking close. That I would have to agree. Dude, it was so bad. My girlfriend doesn't even watch the fights, but she just kind of was like just sitting with me watching them, and she was like, "Oh, how did she win?" So like when the person who had no idea how the fight goes down too is like recognizing like, "Oh, this is obviously the other way." You know, I don't know the scoring. Joe Rogan bitches about scoring all the time. I'm not a judge. I don't know. I just make a podcast. But what I do know is that to the average eye, that went the other way. You know?
Yeah. And, you know, you get bad bounces, right? Like if you gamble and you put some money on it, you're putting $5 this way and that way, you get some good bounces, you get some bad bounces. Yep. And this is this is one of the bad ones for sure. But I just don't know how you know they show the strikes per round or whatever, and you give round 3 to Macy. Okay, I've got no problem. But rounds 1 and 2, you know, Maverick tripled up on her.
Yeah.
Like, how is that even possible? Like, got 2 takedowns in between the 2 rounds, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on over there.
I mean.
But that's another one with the promotional thing. Like, you know, Macy does have the bigger name, so maybe, you know, you don't feel too bad about it. Both those girls will, you know, they'll recover.
Exactly. And fucking, I mean, Jesus Christ. Maverick, I mean, what are they ranked? They were ranked like what? Was it 12 and 13?
Yeah,
they're like right next to each other, 13, 4, some shit. So it's like, whatever. You know, it could have gone either way. And, I mean, honestly, I just pulled up her results, like the statistics of the results here, and you know, every result looks like it's going into, you know, Maverick had equal takedowns, Maverick had more signature strikes, Maverick had more total strikes, Maverick had more head strikes, Maverick had more distance strikes. So I mean, I understand. Like I too thought Maverick won, but whatever.
Yeah, well, the reason that this is kind of an egregious one is because there's only 3 rounds.
Right, exactly.
Right, so it's like, okay, it's not hard to screw this up, guys. So, you know, it's win some, lose some, both of them are going to be fine. But Macy avoided the Paige Van Zandt problem.
Which
Macy,
I don't know that problem.
Could have been, well, Macy, if she lost, would have been 0-3 in her last 3.
Right, well,
that's death.
I would have called that the McGregor problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, Paige Van Zandt had a bare knuckle fight. She's now 0-2 in bare knuckle.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking right.
She lost to Rachel Ostovich, a girl she had beaten in the UFC.
Not good.
And not only not good, but like did not really.
Yeah.
You don't want to say she didn't look like she wanted to be there, but Rachel came with a different level of intensity. And you can kind of tell, like, I don't want to use the word intimidated either, but you can tell that the level of competitiveness that Ostovich brought was much higher.
Oh, my God. It's not even close.
Brought it, man.
Yeah. It's not even close. It's not even close.
Well, that's what's really interesting about this bare knuckle project with Paige. Is Paige, like, realistically, her best skill is her athleticism. Like in MMA, the ability, like what she's known for, switch kicking Beck Rawlings. You know, like you can't switch kick people in bare knuckle. You can't, get arm bars in, bare knuckle, which is what her last win over Ostovich was. Like she literally grappled her to death. But
bare knuckle's crazy to me, man.
Well, yeah, especially when you've got like B-list rappers getting into
straight
brawls
up, straight.
to open up the pay-per-view. You got Blueface getting into a fight with a fan. Low-key, Blueface decked that dude. That was a hard punch.
Who's Blueface?
He's some rapper.
Oh.
Yeah, that is hearsay. That is absolute heretic behavior. That they had a bare knuckle pay-per-view, but those two rappers wore real gloves. They wore boxing gloves in a bare knuckle pay-per-view. It's ridiculous. But yeah. So there was a whole brawl where like a fan jumped into the ring and they had to get separated. But like, yeah.
I'm trying to find the fucking video because I see it now. Look at this in the fan. His name is what is it? His last name's Para. I don't know his first name, but that's hilarious. He's smiling. Jonathan Para, 25. He's like all pumped. His face is bleeding.
But if you remember, 3 weeks ago, Hector Lombard got into a post-fight brawl. It was one of the dudes. One of the guys stepped up to Hector Lombard, which is like a suicide. Like, you step up to Hector, like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to get decked. But, yeah, bare knuckle has a very interesting brand of post-fight brawls.
Yeah, I don't know how long that'll be around before it gets sanctioned out.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's all these offshoots are weird. You got Jorge Masvidal doing, like, bare knuckle MMA now.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
It's interesting.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. You're almost ruining your self-brand by doing that.
It's ruining your hands. It's
just dumb. Anyway.
Well, it's also really interesting that you see like a lot of MMA people transition, not a lot of boxers transition. Like when Artem Lobov fought Paulie Malignaggi. Well, yeah. Paulie just kind of, it looked like the jab was there, but it's just like, it's so different, man.
Yeah.
Like you hurt your hands, you throw a jab, you hit the wrong part, like you hit the forehead or something. It's over, man. Like, what are you going to do? You go to your corner, you tell your coaches like, hey, I broke my hand. Your coach tells you like, well, we got another 5 rounds.
Yeah.
I wish we had a glove on.
Well, you want to talk about the Uriah Hall, Sean Strickland matchup here in like, 5 days, 4 days, some shit like that?
Yeah, and I feel like I have a concussion looking at this line because it makes no sense. Minus 180 on Strickland is madness.
I see what you mean.
That makes no sense. I'm trying every which way to wrap my head around this, and I don't get it.
Well, the UFC site's showing the minus 210 on Strickland.
That is, so it's climbing?
So it's climbing, actually. Yeah, let me go ahead and let me pull up the old sports bet here.
Obviously, Uriah Hall's coming off that win, that 0-strike win over Chris Weidman. Where Weidman, literally a 0-strike W. And then Strickland coming off 2 pretty good boxing performances. Obviously Strickland performed up to his level. Like, the guy was in a horrific motorcycle accident. The guy was saying that he didn't think he was going to return. But, a guy comes back, fought Jack Marshman. He's like yelling at Jack, like, fall down, Jack. He's like jabbing him in the face.
Since we've talked, it's gone up to minus 220. I just refreshed the page, yeah. So they're really putting it on Strickland, man. They're really putting it on Strickland.
Yeah, it's just, I don't get it, man.
I'm putting money on Hall.
Yeah, and you put it by finish, too, because Strickland I'm pretty sure Strickland has, he's got, 2 losses on his record. I'm pretty sure both of them are by stoppage. I could be wrong. But, yeah, man, Uriah Hall it's funny, they have a promotional package where Uriah Hall's out there saying, like, I'm everyone's kryptonite, and they show him, like, kicking Musasi in the head and Weidman and everything, and, like, it's not a great reference, but, dude, Uriah Hall's one of those guys that can beat anybody.
Well, I just don't get how, it doesn't even make any sense. Who the fuck is putting who's making the lines on this?
I just don't understand. For me, it's the level of competition, right? So you're used to seeing guys in like the top 10 fight guys in the top 10, right?
Right.
That's Uriah Hall. Yeah, he's lost to Gegard Mousasi once. The other time he fought him, he spin kicked him in the head. But it's like Strickland was at 170, now he's up at 185, and he's looked good, but it's I don't know. I think Vegas might be a little too focused on the Olympics right
I would
now.
have to agree with you on that. Something's looking a little shady here, dude. This isn't.
Yeah.
I'm putting money on Hull. That's me. Personally. Again, we are not financial advisors. We are telling you what we are doing.
The other thing is so these lines are made for Vegas to make money, right?
Right.
That's really what this is about. It's not
Always.
like, I can say like, ooh, minus 220 on Strickland's crazy, but that's because Vegas needs money. And dude, I bet they're taking a bath at the Olympics right now. When you got Cameron Champion at like plus 1400 winning golf or, at the Olympics, like, dude, plus 1400 payouts for Olympic bets, that's rough.
That's
I have a feeling depending on which book you're gambling at, that's the Olympics probably took a good piece of the pie.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Especially like if you're using like BetMGM, I guarantee that the Olympics are taking over that one.
Right, like you're put like $10 on France to beat Team USA in basketball, and you walk out with $500.
Right. Right.
Like, it's so crazy. Then you double down on France to beat Team USA again, and they do it again.
Team USA kind of sucks right now, dude. We are not in our Olympic prime at the moment.
Yeah, well, I think with basketball, it's a little different. So for Team USA, right, you have all these guys who are playing in the NBA who spend every waking hour figuring out how to beat each other.
Right.
Meanwhile, you've got, like, Slovenia or whatever practicing every single day together, working on their 3-point plays and everything else. Like, I'm sure Team USA is legitimately running like high school basketball plays.
Probably.
Like, I don't think that these guys are, putting together the most intricate stuff because they just don't have the time to practice.
Probably.
They don't gel, they're not meshing. Yes, they are the best players in the world, but if you don't have that teamwork, it's tough.
No, it's...
You can have, Kevin Durant running down the court all you want, but when the European guy's like, pass me the ball, at the 3-point line, like, it's over. That's got to be so scary to hear that European accent, the 3-point line.
Oh, you know it. Dude.
And the lines are different, too. Like, the rules are different. They have offensive goaltending. Like, when I heard about offensive goaltending, I had to, like, read it a few times.
Yeah,
so
to go over and what the fuck is this,
like, dunk the ball back in.
Nope.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
You can't.
How do you get the fans going?
How do I get the alley-oop? What is this shit? I can't.
So it's like if the ball bounces off the rim, you can't do the putback dunk.
No, you have to pass it back out and make a play. Yeah, once you shoot, shooting ends your play. Like, there's no rebound on the play, man. The play is over once you shoot. Then you have to it's like football. You throw it, it's done. Stop! Everyone stop! Back to the line. Everything stops for 5 minutes while we check this over. That's like
haters.
I can't. That's the thing with football, man. Like, I like the NFL, but it's hard to get into it when you have to stop every 3 goddamn seconds. Like, you fucking throw the ball, because I'm so used to I watch hockey all the time. It's constantly going. So you watch football and it's like down 316, offsides. Everyone stop. It's like, the fuck is this? Play the goddamn game. I want to see someone get what is this? That's just my little rant there. Sorry. I played football. I get it. I love the game. And those little breaks were great when I was playing because I was out of breath.
Oh, yeah.
But, when you're watching, it's boring.
Well, it's a game of generalship. That's really kind of how I've come to understand football. It's like, Tom Brady at, 40 whatever years old. Like, that guy is marching slow down the field. It's a young man's game, but when Tom Brady's out there, it's a march.
But Tom Brady knows what the fuck he's doing.
Dude, how crazy is not crazy, but what are your thoughts on the NFL coming down and saying hey, if there's a COVID plague on your team, you're taking the L?
I did not hear about that till right now.
You didn't hear about that?
No. Explain.
If you cannot reschedule your game over the course of the 18-week season, that's an L.
Jesus Christ.
So if so we won't have any of those Denver Bronco games where it's the gym teacher from Denver is suiting up.
Damn. That's kind of fun when that happens, though.
It was kind of funny. But it also got kind of ridiculous when you were having some pretty obvious favoritism going on.
Oh, for sure.
Right,
sure.
When the Ravens or whatever in playoff contention, they're like, how about we reschedule this game 2 weeks from Thursday?
Right.
Meanwhile, Denver is going through grocery baggers.
We're exactly. We actually just went down to the local Maxi Mart and hired the cashier to be our quarterback.
Yeah, which one of you guys can throw a spiral?
Which one of you guys can? Any of you guys? Is there any of you who like just look around and look? Oh, which one of you looks most like Uncle Rick from Napoleon Dynamite?
Junior college? Anybody? Junior college?
Oh man, is that his name? Uncle Rick from Napoleon Dynamite? The guy, Ricky? Is that his name?
Maybe. I mean, you really haven't seen him in years.
Back in the day, I'd throw football clear over those mountains right there. Coach put me in, we'd be state champs, no doubt. That guy, we need him. That's the guy we need on the Bron. Like, just go to your local, go home, right? Go to the shittiest bar you can find. There will be someone in there with a Letterman jacket on. Approach him. Ask him if he wants to live his childhood dreams again, and he might say yes. That's your quarterback.
That's your guy.
That's your guy.
Yeah, I mean, who was that was a story of Kurt Warner though. Kurt Warner was literally a grocery bagger with like some college experience or whatever, and he did like the open recruit.
Yeah, and he also just recently got into a relationship and married someone and took over the role of father of a very mentally handicapped child.
And so, like, he just started playing in the NFL as he was recently married and took over the fathership role of a child who needs, like, every hour needs care. So, like, yeah, Kurt Warner's a real one, man. That dude's a real one.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Dude,
no, I didn't know that.
Kurt Warner's first date with his wife, his first date, he shows up, and his wife was like, hey, I couldn't find anyone to watch my son. He has special needs. And he was like, oh, bring him with. I'll watch him. And so he, like, took the kid to the movies with him. And like, Kurt Warner's a real one, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, man. Those stories are so crazy. It's like, you know, of course you just get showered with them right now with the Olympics. You know, like, I came from a small town with well water,
right?
And here I am.
Dude, you want to know what drives me crazy?
Street skating.
What drives me crazy is fucking like when you watch like a talent show, the winner has to be a sob story person. Like if you were born in like let's say you're like, yeah, both my parents are at home. What is your cat doing?
just coming in.
Love it.
Let me know he's here.
Hey, buddy.
But dude, I know what you're talking about. I was watching diving yesterday, and the guy's like, you know, she took second place 4 years ago, and she said she dealt with extreme depression and anxiety. And I was like, oh my god, what happens this year if she loses?
Yeah, she's gonna fucking jump off a cliff.
Right? It's just so dark.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
you know,
dude,
we can't have like one person who just, you know, worked hard and this is their dream. There's always got to be some tragedy.
Well, that's what it reminds me of, that when we talked about that 14-year-old who, like, literally he had, like, his parents were both there cheering him on and stuff, and they had, like, nothing good to say about him. Like, they were just like, yeah, that did not look very good over. It's like, this fucking kid is 14 in the finals of the Olympic trials. Shut the fuck up. Were you 14 doing that, bitch? No, you were not, because I Googled you and found out you didn't make it till you were 18. So, shalalalalalash. You know, that lady's... The shit drives me crazy. Because that's how deep I go. If I find out you're shit-talking, I'll be like, okay, let me Google you quick. Find out. Oh, you didn't even do what he's doing, so why are you there judging him? Shut your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, that shit drives me nuts, man. 14-year-old kid is diving. I mean, I'm afraid to dive into the water. Like, I'm always, like, I was told my whole life, you dive, you're going to break your neck. You know? Like, my whole life I was told that.
Well, it's a little tough when, you know, the guy who played Superman in our parents' generation broke his neck diving into a pool.
Yep. When Superman physically is paralyzed from the neck down. From diving,
image of freedom.
And you know, I was in this like this thing where I don't remember what group I was involved in. It was probably the brigade. Like, there's this club like the brigade that I would go to. My parents made me go. I don't think they really wanted to watch me on those nights. And there's like this lady who came in and she's like, she like, you know, Stephen Hawking's her way into the building, and she's like, yeah, I dove into a pool at the YMCA, and ever since then I've been like this and blah blah blah. And I'm like, man, every story I hear is anti-diving. So anytime I see someone dive in the water, instantly I'm like, I'm impressed. Like, I watched the synchronized diving, and I was like, oh, because, like, dude, these Chinese ladies get up there, and they're like machines, dude. They fucking are. They are the same person, I swear. And they're good.
I still don't know what's more impressive to me, like the platform or the springboard, because they both have their challenges.
They're both crazy, yeah.
Like, with the springboard, like, just timing those like 3 skip jumps and everything like that is so crazy. And then the platform, you're up there doing handstands and pushing off. And
that's what I'm fucking talking about. Like, the fucking handstand, and then they go like,
and just launched themselves off with their fucking hands. That 14-year-old kid was doing that. I
So
can't
there is
even do a handstand.
There is a diving story in the family. So my
Tell
my
me.
uncle was a diver in high school.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, on the other side.
Oh, okay.
And anyways, he took my cousin to a local pool or whatever that had a springboard. And good old uncle goes up there, and Matt, and he's like, "Let me show you a 1.5 tuck." And he does his 1.5, goes down, comes back up screaming. His eardrum had burst.
Oh no!
Like 8 or 9-year-old cousin at the time, like the hospital, blood coming out of his ear.
God.
Just ruined the pool day.
I remember my friend one time tried to do a backflip off the diving board and cracked his head on the diving board.
Oh,
Gushed his head right open. All that shit right back here, it, like hit the corner and like dragged up his head, so he like cut his head open, you know. And the pool shut down early that day. Actually, if I remember right, we had to, I had to stay. We had to wait for his mom to come pick us up, and then we went to the hospital and got his head stapled. They physically stapled his head with like a stapler.
Yeah.
There was like, you know,
Yeah,
shit was wild,
I've
man.
been a stapler before.
You've been stapled? I've never been
Yeah,
stapled,
I've gotten
man.
stapled. It's
When that
weird.
happened?
When I had surgery on my shoulder.
Oh, I remember that now. I remember that.
Yeah, they stapled me good.
What's the difference? What's the difference between stapling someone and like stitching someone? Why would you staple over stitch?
So usually there are internal stitches, and then the staples are just getting the outer stuff.
Okay.
So like the stitches can tear, they can do all sorts of stuff. But if you are really getting into the muscle and the deep tissue there, you're probably gonna end up with some staples.
I see, because then you need that, like, it gets deep into your shit and like holds it
Yeah,
in.
well the stitching is done more or deeper.
Oh.
And then on the superficial side, you staple those things in there, and it doesn't move.
I understand now.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and they have biodegradable staples too, so that's really freaks me out. That they just degrade into your body.
That's fucking wild, actually.
That's weird, man.
Man, medical shit's so cool.
I've got a degree in science, and I have no idea how that stuff works.
I had the degradable stitches because when my thigh got cut open, I had to get the internal stitches, and I was like, "How are you guys going to get those out though?" And they were like, "Oh, it goes away."
Yep.
I was like, "What do you mean it goes away?" It was like it just your body dissolves it and it goes away. I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
Did you ever have your stitches like rub on your pants?
Yes.
And that was like just the worst feeling ever. Like, yeah, that happened to me once, and I pulled the stitch out.
Yeah.
I just couldn't handle it.
Dude, funny you should say that because I did that same thing at Menards. I was working in the shop and it kept brushing against my leg here, like on my shorts. And I was like, because it makes you feel like up to your up in your spine. It just like, ugh, I don't like that feeling it makes you get.
Yeah.
And I like just pulled out my knife and just snipped them all off. And the customer was like, "Are you supposed to be doing that?" I was like, "Oh, hey man, what's up? I didn't know you were in here."
Oh my gosh! Just at the cash register, like, do you mind?
Do you mind? I'm fucking cutting. No, it was in the warehouse. I was a fucking dude in the warehouse who like did lumber and shit and brick. Dude, now that Tampa Bay has 2 cups, right? What do you think's gonna happen next year?
I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know, man. Tampa Bay, they are winning everything right now, man.
Yeah.
That
city seems to be the new England. They're just kicking that shit up. Dude, watch the Rays win the fucking series next year. Like, is that them? Is that Tampa Bay's team, the Rays? I can't remember. Tampa Bay MLB team. Who is that? The Rays? Is that correct or is that I'm wrong? No, I'm right. Hooray! I knew that. Good. Yeah, I'm not into. I don't know that many. I don't know all the MLB teams.
It's tough, man. We run a gambling show, but we can't focus on everything.
It's tough to get every fucking team in, And when I was a kid, I knew every team. I knew every player, what college they went to, all that shit. And then you get older, and it's just like it goes away. For whatever reason, it goes away. Like maybe because you just don't do it all the time anymore. Like you're not talking with your friends about it all the time. You have
You just got more important things to
job
deal
and
with.
shit like that to worry about.
Gotta remember a social security number.
Yeah. Maybe, and your anniversary date and shit like that.
Yeah.
God damn.
But yeah, I mean, I wish we had a little bit more to talk about for next week. But man, that card is That's like when you show up to the Thanksgiving dinner table and you see the cranberry sauce there. And you're just like, pass. you're glad someone brought it, right?
You're thankful. It's so thank you for bringing it, but it's not
there.
for me.
It looks nice.
It
looks nice. It fills a spot on the table. It fills a hole on the ESPN calendar.
It's better than having nothing there, but it's still not for me. You know.
Yep. That's it. This is the cranberry sauce card.
That's the thing that you maybe scoop onto your plate, and then at the end of the night, when you're like done, you put your plate upside down and push it into the garbage can so that they aren't offended.
Feeding it to the dog under the table.
Right, you kind of, and it's where you take you have your paper plate and you invert it and you smush all your garbage down to be like, I'm helping by pressing the garbage down, but really, you know what you're doing. You're smushing.
Like how you said paper plate for Thanksgiving. You know, like bust out
do you know
the
where
nice
we
paper
are?
plates.
You know where we fucking are from. You know what we do. You know how we are.
Bust out the Subway plates, the nice ones.
It's funny because people in our hometown do have like nice paper plates that they bring out instead of like the styrofoam plates for average day use.
Just, throw paper towels in the dryer on a light cycle.
Oh my god.
Or that my favorite is the cake cutter that comes with all like the cakes from Dairy Queen, and everyone keeps it, puts it in the dishwasher. It's like it's a disposable. It comes every cake that you buy is gonna come with this. You don't need to fucking buy it or keep this.
Yeah, the quintessential Midwest junk drawer is a classic.
Oh right, it's in the junk drawer. Yeah, like there's a charger, some batteries,
a ruler.
Yeah,
some, like spare screws.
Maybe some fucking Post-it notes, some pens and pencils and shit.
A postcard from a family member you haven't seen.
A card and like there's like change and shit in there, like pennies and stuff that'll never come out. They're like 1983 mint, like just fucking old.
A generic happy birthday Hallmark card that you never signed.
Oh Christ, we all have that drawer. Why do we all have that drawer? I don't have the drawer though. I don't have a drawer of junk. Personally, I don't have one.
I guess like I have a stationary drawer where it's just like miscellaneous like paper lists and like pens and scented erasers.
It's probably because all I have in my apartment total are 4 drawers, and I have to use them for my plates and shit. I have 4 cabinets and 2 cabinets with just doors that open on both ends, and 4 little drawers that are that wide and that long. So they're really, I don't have anywhere to put anything in this fucking place. I hate this apartment, but what do you do? Shut your mouth.
Move to a bigger one.
You hear that dude out there with that fucking car? Do you want to know what it is?
I thought that was like your cat.
No, that would be a vehicle.
And that failed emissions?
It's an 84 Honda Civic, and the dude's out here with it fucking lowered, and he thinks he's got just this fucking monster. I mean, like, whenever he starts it with his foot on the gas pedal so that it revs up right away. It's so fucking annoying.
Check that guy's license plate sticker. There's no way that thing passed emissions.
He's probably peeling off other people's plates in the parking lot, sticking them on his. Yeah, there's no.
Just got a sticker from like 5 years ago. Just hasn't gotten pulled over yet.
It's an inline 4 engine. It's an inline 4, and he's got this little fart can on it. And I'm like, that sounds like a motorcycle, right? Like that sounds horrible. You sound like you have a starter for someone else's truck in your car to run it. Is what it sounds like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's just move to a bigger place. That's the solution, right?
Yeah, I am. That's what happens when you get an apartment before you go check it out. When you're like, yeah, I'll take it. And then you go and you're like, oh, this is not what the pictures looked like. This is the epitome of that.
Counting down the days on the lease.
I do have a timer on my watch, but who's counting, right? And literally every day I wake up and make sure that the day changed. I'm like, yep, still a day closer.
Well,
Good.
Sounds like you're counting.
I am counting. I'm ready. I haven't even unpacked. Most of my shit is still packed because I'm ready to go. Like, all of the furniture in here is staying, and I'm leaving, and then I don't care. You can keep it, give it to the next guy, or throw it away. I don't give a fuck what you do with it, but I'm not taking it with me.
Yeah. I mean, the more you can condense and throw out when you do that move, the better, man.
Dude, yeah, you just had your move. You just had your move, and that was probably great.
Well, what's funny is it's like, you reach out to people, you're like, hey, I'm moving, you want to help me out, and it turns out like, no, nobody ever shows up
Hey
to help
man,
you.
if I was closer, I would have definitely shown up.
Well, yeah, family shows up. Family will show up. They'll take the day off of work, right?
Yeah.
But I've actually got a text this past week, and it's just like, "Hey, you want to help me move?" I was like, "Interesting that you say that."
Interesting you mentioned that. Go back, screenshot his answer, and then send him that.
Well, that's the funny thing. You literally scroll up like 2 texts. It's like, "Nah, man, it's sorry, I can't do it."
I
I'm
would
like,
do that.
"Dude."
Screenshot, resend. That's all I would do. I wouldn't send him an
Literally
answer.
put like the up arrow. Like,
Yeah. Hey man, go ahead and check out what you go ahead. I need you to go up 5 text messages after this one and let me know what that one says, and then that's your answer. And he goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, son of a bitch! Like that's the ultimate. That's all you have to do.
Right. Oh man, but I've also had it go sideways too, where I was helping my friend move, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll grill out, we'll feed you and everything." And literally, the grill is still hot. It was like the last thing we moved. We made the food like way too late, and we're like, "So who's gonna risk like burning themselves putting this thing in the van?" Like,
So who wants to take the oven now that it's at 400 degrees?
yeah, this grill was 600 degrees like 20 minutes ago.
Oh Christ! Well, is there any other sports that you want to cover, dude?
No,
Yeah,
not too much. Man, finding Olympic programming is way harder than I thought.
It's ridiculous, dude. My
Tough.
girlfriend and I were just fucking talking about that. We're on here and we're looking for like Olympic full schedule on Google. We're like we're looking for anything because we just want to know when, we want to know when swimming is and diving and like track and field and just like that type of shit. Because I don't fucking care about the road race. I don't care about the dude biking for 126 miles.
That's the funniest thing. So it'll be like on today's programming, men's team gymnastics, track and field, basketball, and the marathon.
Yeah.
And then you turn it on, and it's be a 4-hour time block, and it's always the marathon.
And it's just running.
Always. Every single time. Like, and the programming is just not helpful. Like, they don't do it in like 30-minute blocks. I get it. It's a live event, it's live sports, but like, dude, you can't tell me a 4.5-hour time block across like 5 potential events is
exactly. It's so annoying.
really viewer friendly here.
It's so annoying, dude. It's so annoying. So
and nobody's watching the recaps.
No one even
I'm
watched.
So allergic to that. I'm allergic. The thing happened 5 seconds ago. I'm not watching.
No, dude. I think I get. Yeah, it's like catching COVID again. I'm like, ugh, I'm getting sick just hearing this. Like, yeah, no, I don't want to see what already fucking happened, dude. I want to watch the dive. It's because it's here. I'll tell you what it is. It's something that it's something that if you didn't witness for yourself live and in person, it's something that you wouldn't care that you saw at all.
Well, it's the stakes. The Olympics. It's such a fickle event. It's like you've got one shot over 4 years. Here we go, and then the viewer at home with the bag of Doritos. You're like, I've got one shot over 4 years.
I gotta
watch
check
this.
it out. I gotta make sure I don't miss this. Yeah.
There's where's the onus of effort on the viewer?
And it was 5 years for these athletes, and no one can even watch them.
Yeah, well, it turns out I can't watch them because the guide to the programming is wrong.
That's what I mean. The guide's fucked
Ridiculous.
up, stands are empty, and frankly, no one cares. Unfortunately,
there's
no one really cares this year.
Tsunami coming in, like pushing all the rowing events forward.
Wait,
pushing the surf.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Shut your.
Yeah, it's gonna hit Tokyo in like 3 days.
What tsunami in Tokyo?
Yeah, they had to push forward all the rowing events and all the surfing events.
Dude, you've got to be shitting me. Here it is.
Or if it has like a tropical storm designation, I'm not really sure what the difference is between a tropical storm versus like a tsunami.
There was an earthquake in the water, so that's what the.
Okay,
that's
so that's
the problem.
I guess the difference.
Well,
the surfers have to be pumped.
Let's see. I'm looking at Beacon Report. This was published today. It looks like it was a 3.11. What is this? 400 nautical miles. Oh, it was a magnitude 9 earthquake. It's pretty fucking big, dude. Water levels are 40 meters high.
Oh, wow.
And the tsunami is going to be entering Tokyo Bay around the 28th.
Oh, man. Would that not just be like the cruelest thing to watch live?
Dude, I'm actually kind of worried. Like,
like all of the Olympic. I mean, dude, those beds are made out of cardboard. Do you see those? Like the
Yep.
Olympic beds, just
They're shit. They're
made out of
shit.
plywood and bubble gum.
Dude. These are, yeah, and like, dude, I don't even, because Tokyo was like, hold on, are we even doing these fucking Olympics, or should we just hold up? I don't even, yeah, oh my lord. Oh my lord.
But yeah, what's the day on it? Is it like 2-3 days from now?
That's 2 days from now, dude.
Okay.
2 days from now. You know what? If anything happens, we'll come back, make a quick special on it, and do some live reporting, because I have friends in Tokyo that I can get videos from, so. We'll check it out.
Jeez. I wonder what that'll do to some of the events, man. Like
They'll stop the Olympics. If it floods this park, the Olympics are over.
Yeah,
COVID plus a tsunami is too much for it's not worth it. It's a humanitarian crisis at that point. The fucking games are not worth it. If you have people who are literally enduring a pandemic, sick in the bays, and also trying to evacuate a fucking tsunami, no, it's not feasible to continue running track and field.
Well, it's like when the Olympic Commission is fining a handball team for not wearing, like, did you see that?
No.
There's, I forget which country it is, but like Pink stepped up. Shout out to Pink, saying that she'll pay the fine for this team.
Pink. I don't even know what happened yet.
Yeah, so apparently you have to wear like a top and a bottom.
Oh,
or whatever.
Yes, dude, I know what you're talking about.
And they were they wore
stupid. They wore like shorts, like spandex shorts.
Yeah, they wore spandex shorts. It was like, honestly, you can't even like. I think we're splitting hairs here.
It's because the men's rules are that they have to be longer than 40 centimeters on the waist. The women's rules are less than 20 centimeters. So that they have to wear a fucking thong thing. And the girls were like, no, we're here to play a sport, not be on the fucking cover of Playboy. And so they're like, we're wearing our shorts. And the Olympic Committee's like, sorry, you have to dress like it's Playboy. And that's bullshit. This is not bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that team like medaled or like what, if they were on the podium. But yeah, dude, that's crazy. Like, how is that? Like, and you ask them. I saw the interview where they're asking the woman from the commission. They're like, so why is that a rule? And they just have no answer.
They're like, no reason.
Because you don't want to say it out loud. Because viewership will fall
if you don't have the women looking like they're fucking hoes, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Why
dude.
is that?
Because America is still...
People are pigs.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say just people, but honestly, like, I've been around this world about 27 years these days. And in my 27 years, I've been all around this fine country and in international countries as well. And if there's one thing that I've noticed that separates people the most, it's people over 35 and people under 35. People over 35 are, like, way different than people under 35. It's just the case, like, I can't talk to someone in their 40s without them immediately talking about somehow wanting to fuck someone at the bar. It's like, hey man, we're here for the fucking football game. That's actually not what we're here for. Like we're
those crowds are so weird, man.
I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I can't. I'm not. My brain isn't like. It seems like
you also see that guy also wearing a Letterman jacket.
He was wearing a Letterman's jacket. No, I'm kidding. He wasn't. I didn't know. Fucking. I think that like the older they're so all they fucking care about is their next like pussy date. That's all they care. It's like that. It seems like it's all it comes down to. Oh, that's hot. Oh, I can't wait to slam the next. It's like, dude,
you've got a very interesting demographic.
I don't have an interesting demographic. I've just been around the world and met a lot of fucking people, dude. Like that's honestly the most similar thing I've noticed. People over 35 and under 35. It's changes. Like you change when you turn like 36 for some reason. It's weird. We'll see how we do, but I just haven't noticed our generation giving much of a fuck about if someone wears panties or not. And I noticed that my parents and grandparents' generations definitely do care about someone wearing panties or not.
Yeah. Well, it's just, dude, the Olympics have definitely lost a lot of shine.
Dude, the Olympics wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, we've talked about this.
It's like, dude, we're in July 2021. They still have that Tokyo 2020 banner.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on, guys?
It's just like, dude.
We can suspend some disbelief for a little bit.
We really can. We really can. We can try to...
I'll put the flag across my back and woo, and do all that stuff. But you keep saying Tokyo 2020, I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like, I just cannot, I can't deal with that, dude.
I know. It's because they trademarked the name and the logo already. It's tough when you've spent all that money on merch. Now you gotta buy all the... Well, they just didn't want to have to pay for all the new merch again. They already bought all this shit, painted everything 2020. The hotels have 2020 and everything. We're gonna go through and change the last 0 to a 1 because, you know, like, I get it. I get why they do it. But honestly, it's obviously 2021. You know, it's not 2020.
Did you see that that Georgian power lifter that's gonna like win every single event?
Yeah.
Guy just casually, like, I saw his warm up today, snatching 485 pounds.
Yeah, for the fuck of it.
Just like, and he looked almost bored.
Yeah. No,
By
that's when he goes to the gym and just fuck around. Yeah.
I can't even put into words how impressive that is.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you
485 over your head, like,
this
without
is
a
why.
press, like,
This
just
is
a
why.
snatch.
This is why we need an average person to, like, every time that he does that, we need some dude to, like, max out on his, like, what he can do just to quick put it up, and I bet you it's the bar.
Dude, they would need like 2 average Joes just to put the plates on the bar for him.
Right? Like, oh my
Like
lord.
the one guy would like tap out. He's like, I'm out.
All right, man. Now you gotta lift this bitch. Say, I put all the weights on. I'm tired. I'm tired now. You gotta lift it now. Yeah,
Like, how many 45s? He's like doing plate counts. Like, just can't.
We got 8 45s on each side. Good, excellent. Like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's competing. That is the modern Hercules. Dude, I cannot, like, everyone's competing for second.
And you would be damn proud to be second behind him.
Oh yeah, that is just so crazy.
You know, it would be an honor. Like, it's honestly the same. Like, if I was like playing hockey and took like silver behind TJ Oshie, like just playing behind, like just meeting the guy would be, you know what I mean? Like, fuck it, he's obviously in a league of his own. I'm not here to pretend, or like Conor McGregor, or like Conor McGregor during his prime, or you know what I mean? Like just meeting someone who's just fucking unreal. I'd be happy to take second behind you, dude. You know.
Yeah, right. Like, well, it's like that guy that lost to O'Malley, you know, however many weeks ago. He got TKO'd with like 30 seconds left. It's like, could you imagine if that went to a decision? That kid could have told his grandkids, like, hey, I went the distance with O'Malley. O'Malley knocks everyone out, but not your grandpa.
Yeah.
You know, like that would have been cool. But yeah, I mean, hey, so there's always some admiration for second place, I guess.
I mean, you know, and have you ever noticed, like, what I noticed when I was coaching, especially, like, because I never noticed as a player, but when I'm coaching, I definitely noticed it. When we would take, I coached, like, youth hockey, and we would take the kids to tournaments, and when we would take second place, the kids would be bawling, crying, upset, pissed, didn't want to fucking wear the thing, you know, they were upset. We'd take third, and they were just excited as shit, you know? Because, like, the first place...
You had to win out.
Yeah, you lose for second place, but you win for third, and it really changes the way that
You just have losers stench on the ride home.
Oh, my lord.
There's, like, when you win out, like, it's just, that's Portillo's for everyone.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's just chocolate milk and milkshakes for
right,
everyone.
Exactly. But if you go home with the silver, it's so much more sad than if you go home with the bronze for some reason. It's so much more fucking sad. Oh, I remember, and I'd be like, you guys realize last weekend we took third, and this weekend we took second, and you're more upset this weekend than we were last weekend. And they're like, yeah, because we lost. Okay.
Yeah, right.
All right, I get it.
At least if you take like third, you can look down the bracket. You're like, well, team to beat us took first. And
yeah,
you take
exactly.
a little, pat on the back.
You can kind of talk yourself into how it's okay because you won at the end of it too, anyway. So like you get like a feel good, little dopamine squirt at the end of the game. But if you lose, it's just like, fuck everything, fuck this game, fuck this rink, burn the building down.
Parents are happy, you know, that you won out because you know if you lost that last game, you know the kids are gonna have to ride home. You're
Man,
like, well, what you should have done is.
Oh my lord, let me tell you what I that's something I've never ever done, man. I've driven home with I've driven the kids home after practices or games or stuff, and I will never, after we lose, be like, this is how we should have done better, and then that, and then this, and then you didn't do that. Dude, they fucking know, man. And not only
I had a basketball coach in high school that if we lost, nobody talked on the ride home.
Yeah, that was football for us. I had one like that
Just
too.
Nobody talks if you lose.
Yeah.
You guys get the privilege of talking to your teammates. You know, the ones who just let you down on the field. You know, you think you would want to hash something out. but no, I guess, you know, you just compartmentalize and repress it, and eventually
Just-
explode on the field
and
at
then-
practice one day.
Right, and then eventually just
It's a very, very healthy mindset.
Exactly. No, it's good to let it all build up and
Yep.
just keep pushing it down until it's eventually so stuffed in there that it's just gonna fucking regurgitate.
That you throw a chair at practice.
Right, exactly. Or
Yeah,
like you
that's-
take your helmet off and smack your other teammate in the fucking head with it.
Man, dude, especially when it was like a 2-hour drive home. Oh man, that was the worst. Right? I had one every single year where it was a 3-hour drive, and if you drove up there, and it was to get shelled too. Like
Right.
it was not like a good team. You know, you'd go out there, it would just always be a bad night.
Dude, I'm telling you that we had a team that it was my senior year that they changed like divisions or conferences or however the fuck high school works. And we were in this old conference that we were in forever, and it was like all of our friends, like the next door neighbor kids from the school over there and all this other shit. And then they changed it, and we started playing schools from like 2.5 hours away, 3 hours away. And we had this team that was 2.5 hours away, and whoever traveled lost. That was just what it came down to. The team was pretty good. We were pretty good. Whoever had the bus
yeah.
ride was the loser. That was, if they came to us, we won. If we went to them, we lost. That was just the way it fucking went. And I mean, I only had 1 year with them. We only played them twice. But as the years went on, and like you just see your friends in the lower grades like experience the same exact fucking thing year after year after year, it's like, oh well, I guess that's just the way it's gonna be here.
Yeah.
Whatever. I've got nothing else, man. How about you?
I don't think we've got anything else. Eventually, we gotta get this this divisional look ahead miniseries going.
We do, man. We do. It's just
That'll be fun.
let's talk about that tomorrow. Get that set up, and then we'll get a game plan.
Yep.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, motherfuckers.
Play the music.
This has been Better Life with Jake and Paul. We will see you next week.